And welcome as we begin the second of our doubleheader today between Swarthmore and Penn State Brandywin. Mark Narducci here. What a first game, and we'll talk about that more as this one goes. Swarthmore winning 10-2 in 6 innings on the game with the 8-run rule. For Swarthmore, it'll be the ace today on the mound, 14 Meg Azwala. And she's had quite a season so far. Swarthmore 10-2 now with that opening win. Penn State Brandywin dropped to 12-7. Leading things off is the shortstop, Jesse James, counts 1-2 now. Ozwala, 5-1 with a minuscule 1.77 ERA. She's been outstanding. And she gets her for a cold third strike. Defensively for Swarthmore, it's Cassidy Chung catching, Emily Bertrand at first, Laura Harai at second, Maya Estrella at short, and Gwen Glatz at third. Flannery McFadden, your left fielder, Sam Hastings in center, and Olivia McClammy in right. Leanna DeDeos, the second baseman now at the plate. DeDeos had a hit in the first game. 6 hits in 33 at bats so far this season. That one was out of the strike zone, but she offered at it. Again, it had a great rise to it, and those pitches are so tempting. Megan Ferry, the center fielder on deck, very dangerous hitter. There's strike 3. 2 up, 2 down. And that'll bring up Megan Ferry. Ferry now hitting .388. She was 1 for 4 in the first game. That's high. Ferry, the sophomore from Gloucester, New Jersey High School, has a team high 21 hits this season. Also plays a great center field. Really can go out and get it. And she has great power. Penn State Brandywin has hit 8 home runs this season. Ferry has 5 of them. There's a strike on the outside corner. Just missed. Ozwala Jr. from Scarsdale, New York. Ferry ahead of the count, 3-1. Count's now full. Ozwala entered the game with 40 strikeouts and 11 walks in 27 2/3 innings. And she strikes out the side. So an impressive first inning for Meg Azwar. As now the Garnet ready to come to the plate. We'll get to their lineup in a second. It'll be Maya Estera leading off and playing shortstop. Laura Harais, your second baseman, batting second. Gwen Glatz is the third baseman, hitting third. Olivia McClammy, the right fielder, hitting cleanup. Batting fifth and playing first base is Emily Bertrand. Hitting sixth, and the designated player is Brooke Canini. Had a big first game. We'll talk about that. Sam Hastings is your center fielder, batting seventh. Cassidy Chung's your catcher, hitting eighth. And batting ninth and playing left field is Flannery McFadden. Rebecca Halford is the starter for Penn State Brandywin. We saw her at the end of the first game. She did not figure in the decision, though. Halford just pitched a third of an inning, allowed 6 hits, 5 runs, all earned, no walks, and 1 strikeout. Swarthmore had 10 runs on 16 hits in that first game. So again, Crystal Casario was the starter in that game, and she went 5 innings, allowed 10 hits, 5 runs all earned, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. And Casario is now 6-3 after that. And Estrella takes that first pitch for a ball. Meg is hitting .552. That's out of play. I'll tell you, a great job done by the Swarthmore Sports Information staff. As soon as the first game's over, they have those stats updated. Excellent job. And that's through the middle for a base hit. So Estrella is a leadoff base runner. And that'll bring up Laura Harai. Harai with the bunt. This is going to be a tough play. And she gets her. Tremendous defensive play that time by Carly Reese. So technically that's a sacrifice there, but Reese showed her gun. And remember, in the first game, Reese was the catcher, so you know what kind of an arm she has. That'll bring up Gwen Glatz. Strike one. Glatz hitting .465. Five doubles, a triple, and 14 RBI. She was a starting pitcher in the first game, went 3. Ground ball to second, to Deos. Over to first. Estrella now the runner at third base with 2 outs. And now Olivia McClammy, who's hitting .513. That's foul. Pulled it. Again, McClammy's got great power. Swarthmore has 4 home runs this season, all of them by McClammy. Also has a team high 20 RBI. Alfred took something off of that for a ball, 1-1. Emily Bertrand on deck. That's in the dirt. Becky Valenti with a nice block back there for the Knits. Grounder to short. Long throw that time by Jesse James for the out. And Halford escapes any damage, so no runs, 1 hit, 1 left on base. Through 1, we have no score. For Penn State Brandywin here in the top of the second, it'll be Carly Reese, Peyton Landis, and Crystal Casario. As we said, Reese, we saw the gun of her arm at third base. Played catcher in game number 1. It was quite a game. Swarthmore's bats were held in check until the 5th inning. And then the Garnet exploded. For that 10-2 win. So here's Carly Reese, who's batting .437. Grounder. Bertrand makes the unassisted putout for the first out. Peyton Landis, the first baseman now, steps to the plate. Landis takes the first pitch for a strike. Landis now hitting .265. Out of play, 1-2. Ozoir so tough from the left side. Just does a great job of switching speeds. That time she tried to get her to chase a ball out of the strike zone, and she did, but Landis was able to foul it off. Landis with 4 extra base hits on the season, all doubles. That's outside, 2-2 the count. She has 12 RBI. Again, this is a high-scoring Penn State Brandywin team. This team that has scored 133 runs. That one got away from Azwar. And the count's full. Again, both teams hoping that Mother Nature can hold off here. Rain in the forecast. And in the first game, it was intermittent. Oh, she took something off of that and gets her for strike 3. 4th strikeout for Azwar. That'll bring up Crystal Casario, who was the starting pitcher and the losing pitcher in Game 1. But she's also a major threat at the plate. She's now hitting .363. 2 homers, 12 RBI. Couldn't catch up with that outside pitch, and quickly Azar ahead 0-2. You notice the Penn State Brandywin batter stepping out, trying to get their composure. Azwar once in a while tries to bunt with 2 strikes. There's Glatz with the throw and makes the play for the 3rd out. How about that with 2 strikes? But Gwen Glatz, who's an outstanding fielder, made the play. So no runs, hits, and nobody left on base. We're going to the bottom of the 2nd. We have no score between Swarthmore and Penn State Brandywin. For Swarthmore coming up here in the bottom of the 2nd, it'll be Emily Bertrand, Brooke Canini, and Sam Hastings. Bertrand, who came in and was the winning pitcher in Game 1. Came in relief to get the victory. And by the way, she is now 3-0 with a 1.58 ERA. As for offense, she's batting .481 on the season. Pop up. James going back, calls for it, makes the play. You love the way James takes control defensively at shortstop. Brooke Canini at the plate. She's now hitting .368. Has had just 19 at-bats on the season. But in the first game, she came in, was 2 for 2 with 2 runs, 2 RBI. And there's another base hit as the hot bat continues for Brooke Canini. I'll tell you what, for somebody who didn't start the game, she has really come on. Sam Hastings is center fielder now. Sam batting .250. Had a great defensive play in game one. Pop up. James calling for it again, taking charge. She caught that over near the foul line. It shows you the great anticipation and the range that she has. Cassidy Chung. This is Cassidy's just 7th start of the season, the catcher. Takes a pitch for a strike. Has 4 hits on the year. We saw her earlier, though, too, and really were impressed with her defense as well behind the plate. Alfred took something off of that pitch. It's 1-1. Bottom of the second. 2 outs. Brooke Canini, the runner at first. There's a ground ball, and that ball's bobbled. And the Deos is not able to get it. Now they have a rundown. They have Canini there, and she's safe. She got back. How about that? Head coach Mark Caserta now arguing about that one. So it'll be an E4. Caserta, the veteran head coach. The umpires conferring about things. So Swarthmore has runners at first and second, 2 down, and the number 9 hitter, Flannery McFadden, at the plate. McFadden has been very effective in a platoon this year. She's hitting .444, 8 for 18. She's got great speed, and she's a tremendous bunter. Oh, and she was looking there, and there's a wild pitch. I think Reese at third base has got to watch that, even with 2 outs. Now tries to slap it there. The Deos makes the play for the 3rd out. And the Deos had to make that throw quickly because McFadden gets down the line in a hurry. No runs, a hit, 1 error. Two left on base. We're through 2 and we have no score. Of course, Penn State Brandywin coming off a 47-run effort in a 2-game sweep of Penn State Scranton, 26-0, 21-1. Those were in the 2 previous games before coming here to play Swarthmore. Swarthmore next up begins its Centennial Conference schedule on April 2nd against F&M. And that's always quite a challenge for any of these Centennial Conference teams to get in the conference tournament. So for Penn State Brandywin here in the top of the third inning, it'll be the bottom of the order. Farrell Everett, Sarah Moore, and Becky Valente. Strike one. Everett's a junior, has had just 20 at-bats this season, but 8 hits, so 400 batting average. Strike two. Dare I say the sun's trying to come out? Everett went to Haverford. Again, most of these products are from southeastern PA or South Jersey. This is another strikeout for Oswar. That is already the 5th strikeout as we're in the top of the third inning. Sarah Moore, the left fielder, at the plate. Ball one. Moore's had 4 hits and 24 at-bats this season. Couldn't catch up with that heat. One and one. Low for a ball. Even though nobody on base, did you see how well Chung received that pitch? Moved well for it. That was a pitch with a lot of movement on it. Strike two. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here, top of third. Out of play. On March 22nd, Oswar was named the Centennial Conference Pitcher of the Week, and she gets her on strike 3. She did commit. Six strikeouts already for Oswar, and that'll bring up the catcher and the number 9 hitter, Becky Valente. Valente's only had 10 at-bats, but she's kind of made the most of it. She's 4 for 10. Valente, a freshman from Springford High School. Again, it shows the softball talent in the southeastern PA, South Jersey area. That's what predominantly makes up this roster. Fouls off a tough pitch that time, 1-2. So we said this is the first time since the 22nd of March that Swarthmore has played. Couple rainouts. Coach Melissa Finley was wondering, how much roster would be on her team. Penn State Brandywin hadn't played since 25th, and there's another strikeout. Strikes out the side. 7 Ks already for Ozawa. So there's no score entering the bottom of the 3rd inning. As we said, Ozawa was named Centennial Conference Pitcher of the Week for her performance against Gwinnett Mercy. She allowed just 2 hits, struck out 7 in 4 innings of work. That was a 7-2 victory for the Garnet. Only allowed just one earned run, and you have to think this is not going to be the last time that she wins that award. There's no question about one of the premier pitchers in the Centennial Conference. Well, just as Swarthmore started out slowly offensively in Game 1, the Garnet looking to get on the board here in the top of the 3rd inning with the top of the order. Maya Estrada, Lauren Harai, and Gwen Glatz. Estrada has just 30 at-bats on the season, but she's really made the most of it. 17 for 30 is her updated average, .566. She has 4 extra base hits, 2 doubles, 2 triples. And she hits a hanger, and that just foul. This is Estrada's 8th start of the season. And that ball hit her. So she's a leadoff base runner here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Laura Harai, who sacrificed her first time up. And Estrada easily to second on the steal. That's a ball. Again showing bunt. Pulls back and there's a strike. Grounder there. The Deos cannot get her as she's a speedy runner, and the first run will score. So we'll have a hit and an error on that. Estrada scores the first run, and Swarthmore leads now 1-0. Runner going, Harai, and she makes it easily. Harai is now 8 for 8 in stolen base attempts. There's a shot into the gap. That hits the fence by Glatz. And coming around to score is Harai on the RBI double by Gwen Glatz, who continues her hot bat. It's now 2-0 Swarthmore. Olivia McClammy. Glatz faked as if she were running. Goes back. For Glatz, that is RBI number 14 on the season. It's also her 6th double. What a year she's having. McClammy 0 for 1. She's actually hitting now an even 500 on the season. 20 for 40. Outside, 3-0. I'll be honest with you. The way she hits and the way a lot of teams are avoiding pitching to her, 3-0, I'd give her the green light here. Let's see how it goes. Nah, she was taking all the way, and it's ball 4. Emily Bertrand, who's 0 for 1 with a ground out. She's hitting .468. Bunts it foul. Two runs in here in the bottom of the 3rd inning as the Garnet leading 2-0 over Penn State Brandywin. Another bunt right to the mound. Halford has to make one play to first on a successful sacrifice by Bertrand. Brooke Canini, who continued her hot hitting with a base hit her first time up after going 2 for 2 in the first game. That ball's pulled foul. Canini now hitting .400, 8 for 20. Runners at second and third. 1 out. 2 in here. That's pulled foul. Halford ahead of the count, 0-2. Canini, a junior from Middletown South High School in New Jersey. She's from Lincroft, New Jersey. Pop up. Furry. That's pretty deep. And Glatz coming home, and she'll make it for the 3rd run. And also, moving up to 3rd is McClammy. So now with 2 outs, a runner at 3rd, it's 3-0 Swarthmore. on the sacrifice fly by Brooke Canini. Sam Hastings now takes that first pitch for a ball. For Canini, that was RBI number 4 on the season. Yep, that one missed. Hastings popped up to Jesse James at short her first time up. Three and 0 the count. And she's taken all the way there for strike 1. Rebecca Halford, a sophomore, another local product from not far from here, Garnet Valley High School. That's popped up to the outfield, and that ball's going to drop, and the 4th run scores on the RBI single by Sam Hastings. So another big inning for the Garnet. It is now 4-0. Cassidy Chung at the plate. That's high. One thing, Penn State Brandywin hasn't had a lot of pitching depth. Halford and Casario have done most of the pitching. There's a strike. Count all even at 1-1. In fact, the entire pitching staff, or who have pitched already, all 3 are sophomores. Foul. Halford, Casario, and Sarah Moore. Sarah Moore has pitched 7 innings this season in 1 appearance. Actually pitched a 2-hitter. And that's going to drop. Oh, no, what a shoestring catch that time. That's a tremendous, tremendous job by Casario. We were just talking about her. And making the catch. But a big inning for the Garnet. With 4 runs on 3 hits. As we go to the top of the 4th inning, Swarthmore leading by a score of 4-0. We talked about the 3 sophomore pitchers. Halford, this is her actually 12th appearance because she pitched a 1/3 of an inning in the first game. Casario has appeared in 11 games. Casario is 6-3. Halford 5-4. And for Mega Swar, it's been 9 up and 9 down in the first 3 innings. So that'll bring up the top of the order for the Nittany Lions. Jesse James, Leanna DeDeos, and Megan Furry. James struck out looking her first time up. That's outside for ball one. James is now batting .353. Oh, that hit her. So James is on base. Now remember, I know they're down 4-0, but you've got to watch her. She stole base in game number 1. And that was her 11th steal of the season. In fact, she's 11 for 11. Leanna DeDeos, the second baseman, she struck out her first time up. Couldn't quite catch up to that one. Oswar ahead 0-2. Mega's been working efficiently. Foul, that one came right back at us. There's a strikeout and a snap throw to first base. Back in time is James. 8th strikeout for Oswar. That'll bring up Megan Ferry, who struck out her first time up. There's a shot to deep center field, but way back there making the catch is Hastings near the fence. Ferry showed the kind of power with the 5 home runs this year. Carly Reese now, the third baseman. Low for a ball. Nice stab there by Chung. Reese grounded out her first time up. There's a strike, 1-1. Her updated batting average now is .428. Our calculator's working overtime here. That's out of play, and that is a very tough pitch even to get a piece of. That was a riser. And Reese just got a little bit of it. Reese, a freshman from Oxford High School. That's high, 2-2. Jesse James at first, 2 down here in the top of the 4th. Swarthmore leading Penn State Brandywin 4-0. Ground ball to second. Harai makes the play for the third out. So no runs, no hits, and 1 left on base. We're heading to the bottom of the 4th, and it's 4-0 Swarthmore. Of course, Swarthmore Counting today's 4 runs and the 10 in game 1, the Garnet have now scored 90 runs on the season. This is the 13th game for Swarthmore. Interesting, the Garnet opened their season on a trip in Florida, Claremont, Florida, which is outside of Orlando, and losing 2 of the first 3 games in Florida, but then won their final 5 games before coming back here, coming to the East Coast or the eastern region of the United States, and the weather is not always great. That was a real successful trip for Coach Finley's team, going 6-2 there. So it'll be Flannery McFadden in the top of the order as she goes through that bunt. Maya Estrella and Laura Harai. It's a real versatile offense. I mean, even Flannery, as a number 9 hitter, with the kind of speed and back control that she has, it's almost like having a double leadoff hitter. She grounded out to De Deos at second base in her first time up. And she slaps that in the left field, and what a catch by Sarah Moore. What a play. Somebody ought to send that to ESPN for a web gem. That was an outstanding play by Moore. And now we have the top of the order, Maya Estrella. That ball's a deep center, but Ferry tracks it down. You notice the great jumps that Ferry gets on those balls. She has, besides great speed, she has tremendous anticipation. And it looks like Alex Simon is coming in for Harai. Simon, who played shortstop in game 1 and just has been a tremendous defensive player for this Swarthmore team. Sophomore from Hollywood, Florida. She's not been bad on offense either. She's hitting .368. Before this game, Simon had started all 12 of the previous ones. Long drive to left field. Moore going back, way back. It's gone. Alex Simon with a home run to left field, and the Garnet increased the lead. To 5-0. How about that? Pinch hitting for one of the best hitters on the team, and hurrah. Melissa Finley just trying to get at bats for people. For Simon, that is her first home run, 11th RBI. And that'll bring up third baseman Gwen Glatz. Glatz is 1 for 2 with an RBI double. Boy, this is just a dangerous Swarthmore lineup. Glatz now batting .466. That's outside. 2-0. Glatz 1 for 2 with that RBI double. That was her 6th double of the season. Her 15th RBI. Senior from Exeter, PA, Wyoming area secondary school. And she walks. Olivia McClammy, who's 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. One of the very impressive freshmen on this team as she takes that pitch for ball 1 from Riverside, Connecticut. Hitting an even .500 right now. Hasn't taken her very long, has it, to get accustomed to college softball? Runner Glatz going, and she's going to make it easily. That is Glatz's 6th stolen base of the season. Outside, 3-0. Remember last time it was 3-0 and she walked on 4 pitches, and I said it last time and I'll say it again. I'd give her the green light here. She's not seeing very many strikes. And that's high for ball 4. Real good discipline by McClammy. McClammy has now walked 7 times this season. Emily Bertrand now up. She's 0 for 1 with a sacrifice. Takes that first pitch for a strike. Bertrand hitting .468 on the season. That one's off her foot, foul. Rebecca Halford ahead in the count, 0-2. Five 0 Swarthmore. Goes the other way, and that is foul. Casario would have had a long run for that. Wind starting to whip up a little bit here at Clothier Field. Strike 3, but the ball gets past Valente. So strikeout, wild pitch. So with 2 down, the bases are loaded with the sizzling Brooke Canini up. 2 for 2 in game 1. 1 for 1 with a sacrifice fly and an RBI, and there's another ball. And the 6th run scores. Believe that was a pass ball. Glatz scores the 6th run. Two 2-0 to Canini. On the outside corner for strike 1. Goes the other way. That's out of play, and Casario not able to get near to that one. Gave it a good chase, though. One thing about this Penn State Brandywin team that you have to like, you know, down 6-0, they're hustling, they're running hard. Just they have not been able to solve Mega Zwala. Of course, neither of just about the rest of Swarthmore's opponents. Ground ball, tremendous play by DeDeos on the backhand and makes it for the 3rd out. So 2 runs in that inning on 1 hit, the big one, the solo home run by Alex Simon. And we're through 4, and it's 6-0 Swarthmore. And we're going to have a change on the mound. Sophomore Molly O'Sullivan is going to come on the mound. O'Sullivan, this is her 3rd appearance. She's pitched 4 2/3 innings, just a 1.50 ERA, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Okay, so Jordan Jackson is going into left field. We talked about O'Sullivan pitching. Alex Simon will stay and play shortstop. And Maya Estrella moves to second base. So top of the 5th inning here. Peyton Landis will lead things off. Takes the first pitch for a strike. And that ball is fair. Landis will get extra bases on this. She's going into second, and that is the, oh, now she's heading to third. Going to third, and she is safe. Simon made the nice throw there, and Landis with hustle is a leadoff runner at third with a triple. So Zwala did not allow a hit in 4 innings. No walks, 8 strikeouts, and she hit 1 batter. We're going to have a pinch runner here. Cassidy Hoffman, who we also saw pinch running in the first game. Crystal Casario now at the plate with the count 1-0. Casario grounded out the third her first time up. 2-0 the count. So we said Casario, an outstanding pitcher, got a little roughed up for 5 runs in game 1 and took the loss. 3-0 now the count. Had the green light there. By the way, Casario now batting .355. And there's ball 4. Farrell Everett now comes to the plate. She struck out her first time up. O'Sullivan is a 5'7" sophomore from Orland Park, Illinois, Carl Sandburg High School. Looking to get out of a jam here. There's a strike. Farrell Everett struck out her first time up. She's now hitting .380. Has just 21 at-bats on the season. There's strike 2. Out of play. Swarthmore has won 9 in a row. That time she was jammed, stayed alive. Melissa Finley said she's been happy with the non-league play. The only thing she wasn't happy with was the weather, which caused some postponements. Before today, it had been 8 full days that Swarthmore had not played. Nice job by Chung back there on that pitch, and the count is now full. Casario, the runner at first. Cassidy Hoffman, the pinch runner at third. Nobody out. Again, fouled off a very tough pitch. Inside, jammed her. Everett hanging in very tough. And she gets her for strike 3. First strikeout for Molly O'Sullivan. 9th strikeout by the Nittany Lions. Sarah Moore 0 for 1. She K'd her first time up. Pop up. Simon makes the call for out number 2. So now it'll be up to catcher Becky Valente, who struck out her first time up. The freshman from Springford High School. Jammed it. Will that drop in? Foul ball. Mark Caserta, who's the head coach and coaching at third, trying to help the umpires out by saying fair. I don't think they wanted his help. He's smiling about it. That wasn't foul by a whole lot. Just missed. Valente held up at the last possible second. Looked like she was going to offer at that pitch. There's a high strike. She's 4 for 11 on the season. That works out to 363. O'Sullivan ahead of the count, 1-2. Valente stays alive. Again, fouling off a pretty tough pitch. We talk about these non-league games. These are the games that you want to see about your pitchers, who you can depend on. Just missed. There was a collective groan by the Swarthmore fans. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners at the corners. Swarthmore up 6-0. And base hit up the middle. Hoffman scores the first run and is now 6-1 on the RBI single by Becky Valente. So with runners at first and second, the always dangerous Jesse James to the plate. Oh, nice job by Chung that time. on a pitch that got away from O'Sullivan. James hitting .353. She struck out and was hit by a pitch. Oh, that one just missed. 2-0. 1, 2, and 2 for Penn State Brandywine. 6-5-0 for the Garnet. And that's ball 4. Second straight time James has been on base. They ended the Deus now. That's ball 1. Penn State Brandywine trying to get back in the game as she takes that pitch for a strike on the outside corner. 1-1. The Deus 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. High for a ball. Whiffs at that outside pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded. Here in the top of the 5th inning, 1 run already in for the Nittany Lions. There's a fly ball to right field, going back and making the catch is McClammy for the 3rd out. That ball was tagged well. So 1 run on 2 hits and 3 left on base. Entering the bottom of the 5th, and it is 6-1, the Garnet. So Swarthmore looking for its 10th win in a row. I think we're going to have a change on the mound here. So our new pitcher is Maddie DeFazio, a freshman from Pennsbury High School from Fairless Hills, PA. And as we said before, Penn State Brandywine has not used many pitchers this year. And this is her first pitching appearance, her first collegiate pitching appearance. In game 1, Swarthmore won in 6 innings due to the 8-run rule by a 10-2 score. Sam Hastings leads things off for Swarthmore. She pops that ball out of play. Hastings is 1 for 2 with an RBI base hit. There's a shot to deep left field. Way back, and Moore makes the catch.
Hey, don't throw that pitch again. Hey, there we go. Way to get it out, man. Way to get it out. Holy fuck, I just said that. I was at a man at the first time. He saw me turn around and go, holy fuck. Yeah, I thought that.
Cassidy Chung at the plate. 2-0 the count. She's 0 for 1, but reached base on an error her first time. Three and 0 the count. Chung the junior from Danville, California, taken all the way there. Out of play. Again out of play. And she walks. A 1-out base runner. By the way, Rebecca Halford, the starter, went 4 innings, 6 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned, 3 walks, a strikeout, and she threw 66 pitches. This is Jordan Jackson, seeing her first at bat. Jackson replaced Flannery McFadden. Making the play is the Deos for the second out. And now we're going to have another pinch hitter. Kat Reed is coming in for Maya Estrella. This is only Reed's fifth at bat. Looking for her first hit. Maddie DeFazio pitching her first time in college softball. Ball one. Reed, a sophomore from Lakeway, Texas. Had a good cut of that. One, 2, and 2 for Penn State Brandywine. 6, 5, and 0 for Swarthmore. And that ball is foul. Over the outstretched arms of Carly Reese. We saw the kind of gun that Reese has earlier today when she threw out a batter. As we mentioned, she's also a catcher, so no surprise she has that kind of an arm. Good job by Valente there on a pitch way out of the strike zone. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. And the count is full. That's out of play again. Stays alive at 3 and 2. Alex Simon, who hit her first home run of the season, is on deck. Out of play again. And ball 4. The Deos following it and makes the 3rd out from the pop by Simon. So no runs that inning, no hits, and 2 left on base. We're through 5, and it is 6-1. Nice job by DeFazio in her first inning. And we're going to have a new pitcher in. Sarah Schwab. Schwab, the freshman from Sandy Springs, Georgia. This is her 4th appearance of the year. She's thrown just 4 1/3 innings. Has walked 7, struck out 2. Estrada re-enters the game, so she will remain at second base. O'Sullivan finished her day with 1 inning pitched, 1 run, it was earned. Two hits, 2 walks. One strikeout. And she threw 31 pitches. This is Megan Ferry, heart of the order. Ferry, Carly Reese, and Peyton Landis here in the top of the 6th. It's getting pretty dark here. Grounder, and that one's going to be an infield base hit for Ferry. That's a great defensive pairing for Swarthmore at third and short with Glatz and Simon, but so Ferry's a leadoff base runner, and that'll bring up Carly Reese. Reese is 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts. That ball's high. Reese now hitting .420. Oh, great stop that time by Chung. There's a strike by Schwab. 2-1 to count. Low for a ball. Nice stop, snap throw the first by Chung. Ferry back in plenty of time. 3-1 to count to Reese, the freshman from Oxford High School. Low ball 4. So Peyton Landis comes to the plate. She is 1 for 2. In her last at bat, she greeted Molly Sullivan with a triple. Runners will advance to second and third. One and one to count. Grounder to Glatz. Glatz will make the long throw, but Ferry scores the second run on the RBI ground out. So Landis has had quite a day here in game number 2 with a triple, an RBI, and a run scored, and that'll bring up Crystal Casario. Takes that first pitch for a ball. And there's a base hit. And another run scores on the RBI single by Casario. And it is now 6-3. Simon tried to backhand that, but, you know, even if she would have gotten to that, that would have been a tough throw deep into the hole. And strike one to Farrell Everett, who's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Inside corner for strike 2. For Casario, that is RBI number 13 on the season. Schwab ahead now, 0-2. Stays alive by hitting a pitch from the outside corner. Just getting a piece of it. Good piece of hitting by Farrell Everett just to stay alive. Grounder, and that's a base hit. Throw to third base, out! What a throw by McClammy in right field. Score that 9-5. What a throw. McClammy was out deep in right field. Now Sarah Moore at the plate. Wow, we've seen some tremendous defensive plays. That was not an easy throw, especially how far back McClammy was. Moore's 0 for 2. Popped up to Simon at short her last time up. Yep. 3-0 the count. That's a strike. Everett, the runner at second. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the 6th. 2 runs already in. And ball 4. think we're going to have a pinch runner here. I think Sam Bagassi is coming in. Bagassi, a freshman from Washington Township, New Jersey, Washington Township High. So Bagassi is the runner at second. Sarah Moore, who just walked, is at first. And that'll bring up catcher Becky Valente. So far today, the Springford freshman is 1 for 2 with an RBI base hit her last time up. Low for a ball. Schwab trying to pitch out of some trouble here in the sixth. That's low. That's another nice stab back there by Cassidy Chung. Melissa Finley visiting the mound here. Trying to settle down her freshman pitcher. Melissa, of course, had a great college career, was the Ivy League Player of the Year at Princeton in 2003. She was a dual threat. Hit 14 homers that season, also was an outstanding pitcher. And ball 4. So now the bases are loaded, and it looks like they're bringing Oswa back in the game. So Meg Oswa, who did not allow a hit in her 4 innings to start this game, is back on the mound. Oswa only threw 51 pitches in her 4-inning stint, looking to get this final out. And I'll be honest, with as dark as it's getting, I'm wondering how much longer they're going to play here today. Oswa, 4 innings pitched, no hits, 8 strikeouts, no walks, 1 hit batter, 51 pitches, and now the top of the order, Jesse James, takes that first pitch for strike 1. James 0 for 1, but has been on base the last 2 times up. Hit by a pitch and walked. She's hitting .353 on the year. Bases jammed. Outside, Chung with a nice stab there, or the outside pitch. 1-1. Swarthmore up 6-3 here in the sixth. Foul ball. One and two the count. Took something off of that, and it's low and away. That was out of the strike zone. Counts even at 2. High for ball 3. Counts full. Nowhere to put him. The walk James had was only her 4th this year. And ball 4. No, they're saying it's a strikeout? Wait, there's a lot of confusion out here. I think that was ball 4. Well, the umpires are conferring on this. Obviously, a big decision here. Again, they're still conferring. So it's now 6-4. You know what's interesting? James came into today having 3 walks. In game 1, she was walked once. In game 2 here, she's walked twice. So she's doubled her walk total in one day. But it is now 6-4. Melissa Finley not happy at things, but bases are still loaded. It's 6-4, and there's plenty of drama here. As Liana DeDeas is the 9th batter this inning. 3 runs already in. Ball 1. DeDeas 0 for 3. Flew out to right her last time up. Out of play, 1-1. Megazwala looking to nail things down here for Swarthmore in the top of the 6th inning. Swing and a miss. That one was looked out of the strike zone. But again, it had so much movement. So hard for the batters to stay off it. Oswald ahead of the count. 1-2. Bases loaded. Out of play. Ball gets by Chung, but she quickly gets it. Here's the pitch. Grounder. Simon over the first. Out. What a throw by Simon. And we're wondering if they're going to keep playing here. It's pretty dark. And that is it. So Swarthmore sweeps the doubleheader, winning the first game 10-2 in 6 innings, and winning this one 6-4. 4-5-2, 6-5-0. Great job by Megazwar, who pitched 4 no-hit innings to start the game, and then had to come in and close the door. Swarthmore is now 11-2. The Garnet have won 10 in a row. Penn State Brandywin drops to 12-8. And as we said, Penn State Brandywin showed tremendous fight. Even in the first game when they were down, the players were into it. They were hustling and everything. But an outstanding doubleheader sweep as Swarthmore remains hot. After an 8-day absence, it took a few innings in Game 1 for the Bats to come alive, and same for Game 2, but in an impressive doubleheader sweep for the Garnet. So once again, that final score, Swarthmore 6, Penn State Brandywin 4. Hope you've enjoyed softball here today from Clothier Field. Mark Narducci saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.